We have to start off with the nude 540s. What's going on? You're kind of infamous for the nude 540. I mean,
yeah,
staple.
Yeah.
It was. It's kind of.
Where did it start? Let's go.
It was like a joke that basically I was at a contest, at NSAM contest. I think it was in '89 in Huntsville, Alabama.
Oh, this started back in the 80s.
Yeah. Okay. And we were just wasted skating the ramp, partying at the skate park. And it was just about to start raining, and everyone's like, "Oh, you should do a 540." And I was pretty hammered, so I like just took my shit off and did one, and it worked first try. And they're like, "Whoa, like whatever." And then we kept partying, and no one thought about it again.
Okay.
No one documented it?
No, I don't think anyone even had a camera back
Yeah,
then.
you had the big ass cameras.
Yeah,
that was very
and those
rare.
were rare,
Yeah.
if any.
Yeah,
but. So right after that, I got on Dogtown, and they hit me up, and they were like, "Oh, we're going to give you an ad in Thrasher, so you got a month or something." Okay. And at the time, 540s were more of like a pro thing, and pros kind of made a big deal of it, and they just weren't that big of a deal to me for whatever reason. So I thought it'd be funny just to sort of mock it and do it, and sure enough, I did it, and there was an ad. It was like said the bare essentials in people naked, like spelling letters, and that was that. That was kind of my first like into the thing, even though I don't know. So
for Dogtown,
yeah.
Who shot the sequence? Was it a sequence or a photo?
It was a photo.
Okay.
And it was people were like, "What the fuck is going on here?" But shortly after that, was right when I left Dogtown. I was riding for H Street, but Vert like died overnight. So right as I was about to turn pro, Vert just dies, and like the industry was like whoever was just prepping me, like, "Oh, this is gonna be your shape and your graphic, or what do you need?" was like no phone calls, throwing out like dirty toilet paper, like zero. You're just done.
That is so insane.
And it was not like isolated. It was everybody that was a vert skater was like, and everyone was like, "Dude, what just happened?" And it was super weird. And, I'm sure from Tony Hawk to whoever felt it, because they were on top. And the next thing you know, it's like totally unsellable, streets coming in, but the way it happened was super bizarre. So after that, I was kind of like, that trick alone covered me for a decade, through all the Big Brother or whatever. Like anywhere we'd go, and there would be some beers and a vert ramp, it was kind of like a given that
everybody's waiting.
And it happens so many times on so many continents. Like it's ridiculous. But again, if you can only do one trick, do it naked. Because I
definitely was there for a few of those. That's for
really?
Sure. Yeah.
Oh,
definitely.
You saw it live.
I did.
Yeah.
What would go down? Would you just be standing up on the deck, undressing, or would you undress below, walk up the stairs? Did you make it a whole thing, or what was it?
Well, no. I mean that part. I mean. Again,
like a championship fighter coming in for the,
when I think about it from that perspective, it's like, we could be at Slam City Jam when it's at its biggest, and you're sitting there and like Duffy or someone's like, "Dude," and you're like, "Nah." And a couple of years later, it starts to sound like a good idea, and it all kind of happens, and there's people like, "Whoa, dude, like what's happening?" They have no idea who I am, why I'm standing
but you
next
can't
to
help but look. You're like,
and it's like I've never seen so many people be so entertained. If you fall, totally entertaining.
Sure.
If it works, totally entertaining. The only thing I ever really felt bad about was like the person that's just working to check bands, and I'm like, "Yo," and they're like, "Whoa," and whatever, and it's like. Yeah.
How many times do you think you've done it naked?
Probably way too many. I'd say at least 20.
At least,
wow.
Yeah. Like you said, all over the world.
It's, one time we were in Amsterdam. I think I was with you guys. I don't know were you on the trip?
Which one?
It's like 95 or 96. Sheffy with the saxophone.
Oh my God, dude! There's been so many Sheffies with their
saxophone. So we were at that ramp in the park with the mini ramp and near the Van Gogh place.
With graffiti? Was there graffiti?
Yeah, it was,
yes.
Yeah. Yes. So I just remember because I was in England. It was I think the first Tom Penny year, and I just went solo. And I remember I was at the train station going to Hook Van Holland or somewhere where you catch the boat.
Right.
And I was by myself. I had like 3 boxes of boards. And I remember Rick was like looking at me, and then he's like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "I don't know." And he's like, "You're going to Holland, right? Or to Amsterdam?" I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like looking at all you guys. He's like, "Who wants to, should we take him?" And then everyone's like, and he's like, "Who wants the room with Weiss?" And Costume's like,
Oh my
"I'll take
God.
him."
No way. This is our first big trip yet.
Yeah. So
Damn.
I went with you guys,
Yeah.
thank goodness, and whatever. So when we were at that ramp, I remember I did a nude 5, and this dude came up to me. He's like, "Hey man, come here," and I'm like, "What? No, I'm good." And he's like, "No, come on, come on." I was like, "Dude, I'm in Amsterdam. This is kind of weird," but I was like, "What's up?" And he brought me to this green van, and I was like, "Dude, I'm not getting in your van." He's like, no, it's for you. And he opened it. It was a Heineken van. It's filled with beer. And I was like, "Dude." And he's like, "For you, for that." And I just told him, I was like, "Dude, it was sick."
Everybody,
Hey, there's beers on there.
everybody grab a beer.
He worked for Heineken, and he hooked it up.
Damn. So you kind of
So
got
good.
sponsored that day for the
For a day,
the
yeah.
nude
Yeah.
540. Right.
Yeah.
Couple 12.
Still doing the nude 540? When was the last? No. When was that?
2007 for Rob's show, Rob and Big.
Oh, wow.
Damn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He
Almost
was
15 years here. Shit.
Yeah.
I know we're due for another
Time
one. What's
flies
going
when
on?
you're wearing clothes. But Rob was like, "Oh, you got to do this," and I'm like, "Dude, I don't know if I can," And then Tremaine was there, and he's like, "Dude, it'd be so sick. We're gonna throw the money out."
Yep,
And I'm
yep.
like, "You guys realize like there's 100% chance this isn't gonna work at all."
100% chance.
100%.
So then I think it boiled down to them just saying like, "Oh, what do you need to do it?" And I was like, "I don't know. I want a nice robe. I want a 12-pack on ice. I need some headphones." They're like, "Dude." And I remember I just sat in the parking lot and drank some beers. And
By
They're getting ready for it.
like in the robe.
well, I hadn't skated at all.
Yeah.
So then I had James Craig on like towel duty in case it didn't work. And I remember I got up there, and there's so many people there, dude. I was like, "Fuck." And I dropped in, and I'm not like doing airs into this. I'm doing power kick turns for like, And I remember I did like 16 of them, and I looked at James. I'm like, and he's like, "No, don't pop out." And I remember I like pumped so hard and tried it, and it just worked first try. And
Yes.
I just remember looking and just seeing money showering, and the entire crowd just like jumped on the ramp. It was crazy, dude. And then, but it just happened to work, and that's why these things are here in these brown Mumfords.
That's what happened.
Globes.
Okay.
That was
Wow.
those were the shoes.
Those are like a
Love
skin
it.
colored type of.
Every time I see them, I just laugh. I'm like, "Why are these still in the garage?"
So those were the shoes, the last
my
one you did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you wear socks or?
I definitely had some tube socks on. Yeah,
Makes sense.
yeah, and a Yankees hat. I think
Okay.
Have you ever done it sober?
nude.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
There's always a couple cores involved.
Yeah.
Is there
I
a
would
time
imagine
where
so.
you slam and you?
Oh, yeah.
Don't. Yeah.
There's been some like 4 or 5 real slams to make. Like in Vancouver one year, you name it, whip out, body slam, and like you're bleeding and you're getting masonite burns, and it's like not fun. It's not really funny, especially to me at that point. But you're kind of like whatever,
do
and
this
then
shit.
it finally worked. And yeah, I did drive home one time from Vancouver like on one ass cheek because my pants were like completely adhered to my leg.
I mean, you're getting masonite burns where nobody gets masonite.
Yeah,
burns.
next level.
Yeah.
Thank God I never caught a screw, but
Ooh, dude.
that's enough of that.
So you retired it. We're not going to see it ever again.
I certainly hope not.
Okay.
I think there was a bid of 20 grand or something, maybe, but
What?
Wow.
Yeah.
For you to land it or just try it?
I get
What do we-
paid for the attempt.
Okay.
Like I'm not, dude. If that could just not work, it's
That's pretty
Wait,
But I
someone
think-
someone told you?
Yeah,
you-
there's
20
a
grand.
possibility.
That's a.
Who?
I would. Yeah,
I was
well,
talking
what's
to
going
the
on
Jenkum
there?
guys, and he asked what it would take, and I said something. I mean, the running joke was 10 in cash, but I think 20s.
Oh, we can make that get up there, dude.
Yeah.
For sure.
Start
Especially if people get like donating.
Yeah, we'll start a crowdfundme.
There you go.
What an awkward contribution. And how do I write this off?
Yeah. Nude 540. What do you want from me?
But anything to get the
My
kids
service.
gifts for Christmas, you know.
Fuck yeah. Let's go.
I love it.
Do you show your kids that? If you say, hey, this is
Oh, they know. There's no
They've-
doubt.
they've
How old
seen it.
are they?
I have 2 daughters, Lexi and Lila. Lexi just turned 14 and Lila's 11.
Okay.
So they're
okay. So they're vast. They've
fully-
Googled you, watched
Yeah,
your videos. Nude 540.
They've been
pops
out in the
up.
streets with me, like since they were little. You know, I take them filming, and you know they're like filming with me, or they're skating, or they're throwing rocks at people skating the rail. I'm like, don't do that. Or the cops will show up, and I'll grab their hand. I'll be like, there's some crazy dudes skating in there. But they've definitely familiar with all that, and my friends, and yeah.
I was just about to ask though, are the new 540s on YouTube? Because it's nudity, so I don't know if they would be on there.
I'm sure like there's.
Maybe blurred out stuff.
It has
Well,
to be.
I know
Where did these
I
live?
always thought about that. Some guy at Forum once, his intern is like, okay, we got this clip. We need you to blur this out.
Blur, right.
Frame by frame. And that's the guy's
So
week.
hard.
Oh, wow.
Because you want to do some of the power kick turns too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A
You
lot
need
of
to get
power.
those.
Rarely do I just drop in and execute first.
Why the
kick.
power kick turns though? You just can't do the airs like
I
how
don't,
you want
dude.
to.
I don't know if I can even do airs anymore. I think that, and then a 50-50 is perfectly named because you know when you're young, they never don't work. As you get older, perfectly named for the trick.
It's a 50-50 chance you're gonna.
Roll of the dice. Like I've slammed doing them. I'm like, what? But that's what happens when you get old.
No doubt, dude.
Where is that like button right? Is it right here or right here?
Just a little scroll coming down the bottom.
It's
Subscribe.
over to it's on your
It's on my
left.
right? It's on
No,
my
on your
left.
left.
Hey,
Yeah,
hit
right
that
there.
button right there.
Right there.
Right there.
Yeah, please.
The like button's kind of like in the middle there. It's like we're kind of.
Oh, it's like right here?
Kind of.
Like
yeah,
right
and the
there?
subscribe's like over to the left.
It's like right over there. All right.